What if everything you've been told about where your baby should sleep is wrong? You were handed a crib, given a monitor, told to put your baby in their own space so they can learn independence. And maybe you did it. Maybe you're doing it right now. But here's what nobody told you. Your baby isn't just missing you at night. Their body is actually falling apart without you. Here's what actually happens when a newborn is separated from its mother at night. It doesn't just cry. It doesn't just get fussy. Its entire nervous system starts to go into distress. The heart rate becomes unstable. Breathing becomes irregular. And cortisol, that's the stress hormone, starts rising inside a brain that is still being built from scratch. This isn't just discomfort. This is a biological alarm going off inside your baby's body. And the scary part? It happens even when they stop crying, even when they look like they've settled. The alarm is still running quietly in the background, all night long. Most parents see a sleeping baby and think everything is fine. But what's happening inside that tiny body tells a completely different story. So here's the question that should be sitting in your mind right now. Why does your presence fix all of that? What is it about your body, your smell, your warmth, your breathing that shuts off that alarm inside your baby? Because it's not just comfort. It's not just warmth. Something much deeper is happening. Something that scientists have only recently started to understand. And that's exactly what we're going to get into right now. Researchers at the University of Notre Dame studied infant sleep patterns across different sleeping arrangements over a long period of time. What they found changed the way a lot of people think about nighttime parenting. Babies who slept close to their mothers didn't just sleep more peacefully. They spent more time in the kind of deep, light sleep cycles that actually support brain growth, the kind of sleep that builds connections between brain cells, the kind that lays the foundation for everything: emotion, memory, learning, even how they handle stress as adults. And then there's the cortisol research. A study published in the journal PLOS One found something remarkable. When mothers and babies slept near each other, their cortisol levels, their stress hormone levels, moved together, up and down, almost in sync, like two instruments playing the same song. That means your baby's stress system isn't fully independent yet. It doesn't know how to run on its own. It needs an external signal, a reference point, and that reference point is you. Your body is essentially telling their body, every few minutes through the night, you're safe, you're okay, you can rest now. Without that signal, their system keeps asking the same question over and over again. Am I safe? Is anyone there? Should I panic? And when there's no answer, the stress response keeps running. Think of it this way. Imagine your baby's nervous system is like a phone trying to connect to a network. On its own, in a separate room, it's searching. No signal. Weak connection. The battery is draining just trying to find something to hold on to. But the moment you're near, full bars. The system locks in, stabilizes, and finally gets to do what it's supposed to do: rest and grow. You are not just a comfort object. You are literally the network your baby's body is trying to connect to, and no crib, no white noise machine, no sleep training method can replicate that signal. To really understand why this is happening, we have to go back, way back. Thousands of years ago, a baby who was separated from its mother at night didn't just feel lonely. It was in real danger. There were no cribs, no monitors, no safe rooms. There was darkness, cold, and predators. A baby left alone meant a baby that could die, so evolution did what it always does. It built a solution directly into the brain. The solution was simple. If you are warm, close to a familiar heartbeat, and surrounded by a familiar smell, your brain says safe. You can rest, you can grow, all systems relax. But if that warmth disappears, if that heartbeat goes quiet, if that smell fades, your brain fires a full alarm: danger, separation, survival threat. That ancient code is still running inside your baby right now, word for word, line for line, exactly as it was written thousands of years ago. Your baby isn't manipulating you when they cry at night. They're not being difficult. They're running a program that kept human babies alive for hundreds of thousands of years. The crib is new, the biology is ancient, and here's the part that should really make you stop and think. From the outside, a baby sleeping alone in a quiet nursery looks completely peaceful. Cute little breaths, tiny hands, Looks like the picture-perfect sleeping baby you see in every advert. But inside, their cortisol is elevated, their heart rate is less stable, their nervous system is working overtime just to manage the stress of being alone in the dark. You can't see it. There's no alarm going off that you can hear. But the body keeps the score. And for a developing brain, night after night of low-grade stress during the most important window of neurological growth matters. We're not talking about one bad night. We're talking about a pattern, a repeated experience that the brain starts to learn from, because that's what infant brains do. They don't just grow. They learn from every experience what the world is like, what safety feels like, what comfort means, what to expect from the people around them, and what a baby learns at night, in the dark, out alone, becomes part of how they're wired. Now, before you start feeling bad, stop. Because here's the thing. Most parents who put their babies in separate rooms are not doing it because they don't care. They're doing it because they were told to. By doctors, by books, by well-meaning family members who repeated advice that was passed down to them. Let them self-soothe. Don't create bad habits. They need to learn. You were given a rule and you followed it. That's not bad parenting, that's trust. But now you have different information, and what you do with it from here, that's what matters. You were never doing something wrong because you were cruel. You were doing it because nobody showed you the other side of the story. Consider this your other side. This is exactly where things get controversial. So let's talk about it honestly. Because if you bring up co-sleeping in any parenting group, online or offline, you will see two very loud, very opposite reactions. One side will tell you co-sleeping is dangerous. They'll point to SIDS statistics. They'll say the risk is too high and no benefit is worth it. The other side will tell you that the research has been misread, that the dangerous situations being studied, babies sleeping with parents who smoke or drink or on soft, unsafe surfaces, are completely different from a sober, non-smoking parent sleeping next to their baby on a firm surface. Two camps, same data, completely opposite conclusions. And honestly, both sides care about babies. That's the one thing they agree on. What the science does say clearly is this. The risks of co-sleeping are very specific and very tied to specific conditions, and the benefits of close proximity, the physiological ones we've been talking about, are real and measurable regardless of which camp you sit in. The conversation deserves more nuance than a simple do it or never do it. There is actually a scientific term for what happens when a mother and baby are physically close at night. It's called physiological synchrony, and it means exactly what it sounds like. Two bodies beginning to sync with each other. Your breathing slows and their breathing follows. Your heart rate settles and theirs settles too. Your cortisol drops as you relax into sleep and their cortisol drops with it. Your warm, steady presence sends a constant message to their nervous system, one that no machine can send. Everything is okay. You are safe. You can let go now. Physiological synchrony isn't a parenting style. It isn't a philosophy. It's a biological process that happens between a mother and her baby, whether anyone believes in it or not. Your body already knows this. Your baby's body already knows this. We're just now catching up with the science to explain what mothers have felt for thousands of years. So let's be very clear about what this is and what it isn't. This isn't about co-sleeping as a trend. It isn't about attachment parenting or any particular label or school of thought. This is about what your baby's developing brain and nervous system actually need during the night to grow the way they were designed to. Sleep isn't just rest for a baby, it's construction. Every night, a baby's brain is building itself, laying down new connections, filing away everything it experienced during the day, growing in ways that will shape who that child becomes. And the environment that happens in, whether it's safe and regulated or stressed and unstable, becomes part of the building materials. You are not just helping your baby sleep, you are part of the construction crew. If this is changing the way you think about nighttime with your baby, you're not alone. We talk about topics like this every week. The science behind infant development, the things nobody tells new parents, and the research that actually helps you make better decisions for your child. So here's what you can actually do with all of this. First, proximity doesn't have to mean same bed. A bedside bassinet or a co-sleeper that attaches to your bed gives your baby all the physiological benefits of being close to you: your smell, your warmth, your breathing, without the surface sharing concerns that come with traditional bed sharing. This is the middle ground that a lot of parents don't know exists. Second, your smell is more powerful than you think. Studies show that a mother's natural scent alone can lower cortisol in infants. If your baby is sleeping in a separate space, placing a shirt you've worn, unwashed, near them can help regulate their stress response through the night. It sounds simple. The research says it works. Third, the first 6 months are the highest sensitivity window. This is when your baby's stress regulation system is being built most actively. What happens during these months sets the baseline for how their nervous system learns to handle stress for the rest of their life. You don't have to do everything perfectly, but knowing that this window exists means you can be intentional about it. Proximity, smell, responsiveness. These aren't soft, emotional nice-to-haves. They're inputs into a biological system that is under construction right now. You're not just helping your baby fall asleep at night. You are teaching their nervous system how to feel safe in the world. Every time you respond to them in the dark, every time your warmth reaches them before they fully wake, every time your breathing steadies theirs without either of you even being conscious of it, you are writing something into their brain. A feeling, a pattern, a deep, wordless belief that the world is a place where comfort comes, where safety is real, and where someone always shows up. That belief doesn't stay in the nursery. It follows them into childhood, into relationships, into every stressful moment they will ever face. You are not spoiling them. You are building them. When you reach for your baby in the middle of the night, half asleep, exhausted, running on nothing, you probably don't feel like you're doing something extraordinary. But you are. You are being the signal their brain is searching for. You are being the proof that the world is safe. You are being the reason their tiny nervous system can finally let go and rest. No product does that. No method does that. No sleep schedule does that. Only you. And one day, when your child is grown and steady and able to face the world without falling apart, part of that will have started here, in the dark, in the quiet, when you simply chose to be close. That's not a small thing. That's everything.